Welcome to our channel. Here we read Bible stories improvised for children and adults alike. Today's verse is Philippians 2:3. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem other better than themselves. This command forbids us to do anything as the result of strife. Vainglory means empty pride, and lowliness of mind, in simpler terms, means humility. Today's story is entitled The Journey Through Canaan. From Haran, Abram and his nephew Lot and their families, with their sheep and cattle, traveled southward, crossing rivers and mountain ranges, toiling through the heat of dry parts. In the end, they reached the land of Canaan, and in this land, God wanted them to stay. Their stopping place was on the plain of Moreh, close to the town of Shechem, where people of one of the Canaanite tribes were living. Abram did not settle in the town. He and his people were shepherds, and they moved about looking for grass for their flocks. But it was their land all the same, because God came to Abram and told him he would give it to Abram and his children, and children's children, to be their dwelling place. And because Abram was so grateful to God, he did the proper thing. He built an altar, and on that altar he brought an offering of thanksgiving to God. When we read all his wanderings, we find that whenever he stopped at a good place, he built an altar to give thanks to God. At one time, there was famine in the land. Abram moved further southward to the land of the Egyptians, but they did not stay there long, because Egypt was a land where the people did not love God, and Abram began to behave badly. So they went back to the last place where they had stayed in Canaan, near the town of Bethel. But now there was trouble. Abram was a rich man with much silver and gold, and a great herd of cattle, and because there was not enough grazing for them all, the shepherds began to fight. But Abram, as we know, was a good man, and he wanted no family quarrels, so he gave Lot the chance to choose the part of the countryside where he would live with his flocks. This was a wonderful thing to do, but Lot was not slow to be selfish. Straight away he chose the plain of Jordan with all its rivers and the lovely grass that grew there. He went out eastward and settled near the heathen cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, but not for long. Soon he moved right into Sodom. But God was still the God of promise to Abram. As soon as Lot had gone away, God said to him, "Stand still and look around you, to the north and the south and the west. All the land you can see I will give to you, and all your children and their children forever. And I will make you your children after you, as many as the grains of dust on the earth." Then Abram moved from Bethel to the plains of Mamre and Hebron, and there he pitched his tent under an oak tree. And of course, he did not forget after such a wonderful promise to build an altar and offer thankfulness to God. Thank you for joining us on our Bible reading journey. I hope you can join us next time for our following story entitled Lot's Sin of Greed.